Hello and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, so of course that means we're playing Remnant Shadow, our Star Wars actual play. I'll be your game master for the evening, Jason, and with me as usual will be Duba playing Doc, Rappy playing Keltzer, Eric playing the Captain, Sarah playing Io, and Jeremy playing Ozen. Now, let's see, where did we end last time?
We got into our ship after a bunch of stormtroopers pulled up on it.
We were just lifting off.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so y'all are speeding towards orbit.
Yeah.
You know for sure that there are 3 Imperial Star Destroyers in orbit. One over the city that y'all were in, or, well, as your ship was parked in, and 2 over a couple of other major cities on the planet. Those are not the only Imperial ships, but those are the ones the newscasts kept showing.
One of these is going to have a jacked up battery power.
So as you're reaching orbit, you know, your sensors are popping up with potential targets. Some are local ships that don't really seem to know where they're supposed to be going at the moment.
Yeah.
The Star Destroyers have both, or all 3 of them have let off or let out, have launched. That's the term. You're sending ships out. They have launched TIE fighters. The Star Destroyer closest to you is beginning to maneuver itself around to come after you.
Okay.
You lucked out that it's, you know, in the wrong position, basically, so that, you know, it takes a little while to turn an entire Star Destroyer. However, you're also picking up some smaller ships. The smaller being relative. I mean, this thing's 500 meters long, but
Yeah.
Man, they're quick.
There is a Gladiator class Star Destroyer, which, like I said, is a much smaller ship. It's still some distance off. I'm just saying this is the stuff you're seeing. Kind of on the side of the planet y'all are currently on. This is what you see, kind of scattered out.
Okay.
Nothing is right up on you as you're coming out of orbit, but a lot of stuff is headed in your direction.
Ozen's buffing herself.
Makes sense.
Do what now?
Ozen's buffing herself.
Oh, I thought you said stuffing. Like she's in the kitchen. I'm gonna die full.
Stress eating.
Calories don't matter today.
It's a surprise for the Sith when they find her body.
Ay.
How long has the Jedi been dead? Its stomach's already bulging. All right.
She has at least calmed herself.
Have the brains finished calculating?
They are trying to finish up now.
You say they've had, I think, 2 to 3 turns, depending on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You were going to make a roll for them. I do recall that now.
Okay.
All right. Where are the rest of my cheat sheets?
All right. So, want me to make an astrogation roll?
Yes, because the brains give you a bonus to the roll, correct?
Correct. Yes. So.
Let's see. Is there a specific difficulty for astrogation?
29.
Here we go. Astrogation difficulties. Let's see. This would be standard journey. You get a nav computer. Alright, so 15 is the baseline. You said you got a 29.
I got a 29.
All right, so you didn't quite double it.
Almost though.
Almost, very close.
Yeah.
It's almost like your guy's designed to be good at what he should be good at.
Everyone has their one specialty.
Yeah.
Funny that.
So you start, calculating. The droid brains had already had the maps pulled up. They were already kind of working towards it. I think because IO had gotten them started on that.
Yeah.
So you go in there, you tweak a few things. So effectively, for first round of combat, nobody is within range of you. On the second turn, you have
I'm gonna be like gunning the speed like the whole way.
Oh yeah. Like your sublight drives or whatever are wide open. But you're flying out into kind of incoming TIE fighters.
That's fine.
There is a squad of 5 that are close enough to shoot at you. They are all firing from long range, though.
R2's already in the turret, so...
R2 is already in the turret still.
Ozen will go into into one of the gunneries.
Okay.
Just to have some return fire. I'm waiting until they get closer range though.
So you're not going to be firing at the long range like they are?
Correct. I'm gonna be taking this time while they're doing that to continue buffs.
Okay.
Hey, I did it.
Hey.
I have an extra dice in my I'll put it in my what is that thing? Mechanical.
Proton torpedoes are short range or medium range?
Their range? I don't think there is a range on them, is there?
There should be. There should be a range on everything.
There may not be a maximum range they can shoot. There should be range increments for fire.
Yeah, I think in the like distance between us, where both the TIE fighters and us are at long range from each other.
And then firing one of these is the fire control plus my gunnery, or is it just my gunnery?
It's
fire control
gunnery.
factors into it. Yes, your gunnery, but you add the fire control dice to that.
Okay, cool. Then I have
somebody's breathing into their mic.
dice. It's a fan.
I don't know, because sometimes every now and then I'll hear the fan, but then I hear the breathing more often.
Weird.
I don't know. Okay, so Starship sequence combat. Piloting segments, which would basically be the captain working with the droid brains and throwing the throttle full on.
Yep.
Speed segment doesn't really matter here. Like I said, y'all will just barely be getting within firing range.
We are attempting the GTFO. That's our speed.
Yeah. We're at GTFO
look, there's speed and
speeds.
pursuit rules. How nice.
Yep.
So that gets us down to the first firing segment. So we have R2 in a turret.
Ozen's in a quad laser.
And then was somebody manning the torpedoes?
I talked about it. I
Io
wasn't sure if
will
anyone.
be in there, but she isn't going to fire until they're closer. She wants to make sure she hits.
Because photonic torpedoes are expensive.
Yep.
You may not have paid for these, but you might have to pay for the replacements.
It's coming out of your check. Yeah.
All right. So like I said, you got 5 TIE fighters. You guys can go first.
What's your gunnery, Ozen?
My gunnery is currently 3 dice. I'm not firing this round. I'm waiting till they get closer. So
Okay.
I have 6 dice all told for like 3 rounds.
Okay. I was just double checking. So I'm like, I have 5.
Yeah, fire at some. Yeah, go for it. I would have 5 if I was I would have 5 if I was manning a torpedo.
Yeah, because the fire control on the torpedoes is 2, and on the quad lasers it's 3. Okay. All right, who wants to shoot first?
That's tough.
Go ahead.
Dude, shit.
I'll say that, or we can go ahead and roll for R2.
Yeah,
Let R2 shoot
R2 is
first.
definitely. Yeah. Let him do it.
Okay. So fire controls 3. Ooh, fun.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dice for that.
Yeah, he's rolling 7 dice to shoot things.
Rolling 6. He's not special. I'm not gonna say that to his face because he holds my lightsaber every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
And always holds a knife.
Okay, that's a 20. That's 3 1s in there.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, and you were shooting at long range.
Yep.
So you needed a 20 to hit.
Hey.
Now, did they dodge? Is the question.
TIE
Were they
fighters are
expecting
very
dodge at this
maneuverable.
range?
Yeah, we hit the bare minimum to hit. So if they choose to like dodge, then it just misses.
Yeah. I think I will take a pot shot at them though.
Yes, the one you're shooting at is going to dodge.
Okay, so it misses.
I think I missed as well. Let me see. 10.
Why did I pick up D10s? I don't need
16.
D10s.
Why did you pick up D10s?
I don't know. Well,
I got a I got a
ahead.
23 on my quad laser.
All right. Probably because they were just sitting on my desk. I was rolling up random characters
fair.
for another game yesterday. All right.
Eating up, just soaking those dice for when the torpedo comes.
Well, they've also cut down how many dice they've got to do their shooting with later.
Yes.
Maneuverability is 2 dice.
Are they taking away a dice because they just dodged?
This is them dodging.
Oh no, but like in the previous fire with R2.
Oh, are you shooting at the same target?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, thought I forgot that there was 5 available. My bad. But yeah, we're focus firing on 1.
All right. Well, and when I say 2 dice, I mean that's the maneuverability of a TIE fighter. That
Gotcha.
adds to their piloting.
Mm-mm.
Well, there's 3 6s there and a 5. Yeah, they dodged.
Yeah, they dodged. That's fine. It's okay. Let's say burning those dice.
That's now 2 dice gone.
The torpedo only hits 1, correct? It's not like a splash AoE kind of thing.
Yes, I believe it is just a 1 hit. Because even if, like on a map, if the TIE fighters are packed close together, they're not usually going to be quite that close together in actual space.
They'd have to probably be like touching.
Alrighty. Yeah, she's holding off.
All right. They will fire then. All right, the first guy has dodged twice. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Needed a 20, so he did make it. The next guy, though, gets 2 more dice. All right, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Captain, are you going to attempt evasive maneuvers?
Yeah.
All right, minus a dice because you're already doing something else.
Oh. Okay. 23.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, definitely does not hit you.
What do we need to hit? Closer range.
Beg pardon now?
What do we have to hit? Closer range to hit.
I think it drops from a 20 to a 15.
So it's like it goes down in 5 increments.
Yes.
It's very Revolutionary War. Just like standing there with muskets and slowly walking into them.
Well, see if you get to make like dodge rolls and stuff.
Yeah, it's more in depth than that, but it's still the vibe I get.
All right, so that was the second one. Third one fires. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He misses. Number 4. $18. Number 5.
Jesus.
Yeah, they should really be able to hit this, but they're just... Oh, well, this guy probably did. 12, 22, 28.
You can still make that dodge.
I'd
There
like
you
to
go.
add a 19 to that 20.
Well, you can't, so there.
Well, too bad.
All right, next round. Both of you are barreling at each other at full speed, so you're now in medium range.
I feel like we just shoot the one that's directly in front of us so that we can like barrel through there. I think that's the situation we're
Well, if
going
they
for
don't
here.
disable your ship this round, y'all are out of here.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Because none of the larger ships are in position where they can use the tractor beams on you.
I will fire first then.
Okay.
This is medium range, yeah?
Yes, this is you need a 15.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 23 plus 4 is 27.
Okay. Oh, that's convenient. I realized I'd been rolling their maneuver to be for their shooting.
I imagine it's
It turns out the dice pool is the same. So, all right. So he is dodging.
Mhm.
Add a 24 to your difficulty number.
absolutely dodges.
And this is you still shooting at number 1?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through the middle. I'm just like,
Okay.
even on comms, like, get to the middle, we can get out of here.
All right, who shoots next?
Roll for R2.
76.
3, 6, 7, yeah. Mm-hmm. 28.
Let's see here. 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Add a 22 to difficulty.
Yep, not happening.
All right, and then I believe
Oh.
IO is going to launch a torpedo.
Sure, why not? You add the fire control to your pool.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
To whom may concern torpedo. Per my last email.
Okay.
Total.
That was horrible.
Hey, at least we're at medium range, so you just needed a 15.
He got a 7 on his roll, so add 7 to the difficulty. 15 plus 7.
We just barely missed it. That sucks.
However, juking out of the way of that opens up kind of a hole in the line of TIE fighters,
Mhm.
and y'all are through. you shoot past them. Your sensors are indicating that the
Star Destroyers?
that smaller Star Destroyer, what was it called? The Gladiator class is
Mm.
just starting to power up its weapons because it's almost in range, and then it just stops mattering because the stars streak past you.
Yep.
Dude, I believe you have a very furry snake in your room.
That is because Colby Jack is learning how to do donuts on the top of my fucking desk.
Wait, what?
That was a
So
sentence.
literally, if you weren't paying attention to Zoom, he literally had passed around and was walking across in front of the camera. So for a moment, I was a very furry orange item.
Oh, I got the Vinny yelling at me for attention.
Ice cream.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
I've been saying that to all the animals here when they like start barking or meowing or whatever. Ice cream.
And then they tell you, but you think they're just screaming at you.
Nope, they're definitely just screaming at me.
So you think, sir? So you think?
All right. So if I remember the discussion last time, you were planning to just jump to a nearby uninhabited system or something.
Yeah.
Just somewhere not here.
Yep.
All right. So you're in hyperspace a couple hours tops before you come out.
Probably jump a few times if at all possible, depending on fuel.
Well, you would have topped the tank. You would have topped the tank off, at your last stop.
Mm-hmm.
Something we could discuss over the road trip.
Yeah.
All right. So when you come out in this uninhabited system, you've had time to discuss it during the couple hours you've been flying. What is your battle plan? Just what Sarah said. Were you going to jump to another couple of worlds or systems? I should say.
Pull out the painting of the star.
Okay.
A star that looks like this.
Anybody that's got the astrogation talent or skill, you can give me a roll.
Adding the brains or no?
No. This is you
Just
looking
us.
at the painting.
Okay. 12.
That was
Wow.
almost a perfect roll.
She did better than I did.
Yeah, she did. She got up another difficulty level.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's moderate. So the captain's looking at it going, it's it's a painting of a random star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's other stars, or random. There's other stars in the background, but the one that's the focus.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's got some weird mist behind it, so it's probably in a nebula or something. That's about what the captain comes up with. There's a lot of nebulas in the galaxy. Io, on the other hand, the pattern of some of those stars in the background look familiar. You can't quite just pull it out of your head. But when you start consulting star charts, the stars in the background are basically the area y'all are in now.
That's convenient. She'll pull up the map and kind of be like,
Space wizards, what can you do?
it's like some external force guided us here.
Mm.
Yes, force.
Well, it's all around you and in you. It didn't ask for permission. All right.
The Force doesn't ask consent.
Hate that.
I hate
line
that too. Yeah.
I hate that line of thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
So consulting the star charts. You kind of pull it up. And here's the stars we see. Here's where the rough angle we'd have to be at to see them in that pattern. And it's not. The painting is not like scientifically accurate. It's close.
Sure.
It is like somebody was painting what they saw, not carefully measuring everything.
I imagine it was much more scientifically accurate in my head when I was seeing the vision.
Probably, because that was like you were just looking at it.
Yeah.
But Ozen probably couldn't paint it as well as this.
Absolutely not.
As this other painter did.
A force painter, she is not.
Maybe at the end of the campaign, she'll go and train with those people.
Yeah, if they're
still
still alive.
Get out of my head. There's only room for 2.
They're not Sith.
Okay.
But it does narrow down the nebula that this star must be in.
Sorry, got a mosquito. Got excited.
I think it's pronounced Thandon. Let me type that in.
Thandon?
Yes. The letters on my map are very light, and the nebula is very light, so it was a little hard for me to read.
Oh, Thandon, yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that star should be somewhere in the Thandon Nebula. I keep telling myself that I need to put the sector map in Roll20, and then I never do.
Here we are getting towards the end, and it's like, eh.
So anyway, there's the corporate sector.
Mm-hmm.
Care to guess what that there is?
Probably the nebula.
Fart cloud.
A fart cloud. Wow.
Look, there's a lot of excess waste.
You're out in the butt crack of the galaxy.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of waste in the corporate sector. It has to go somewhere. The Star Wars fans can crucify me later in the comments.
And if we have any watching, they probably will. But
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
So according to your vision, this star is in the corporate sector.
Neat.
Kind of at the far edge.
Galaxy's Edge, perhaps?
See, I've been avoiding making that kind of comment, and I've had several opportunities. But then I'm like, I don't want this game to suck.
That's why the GM doesn't do it, one of the players does.
That's fair. That way I can apologize to the viewers and just kick you, and we're good.
Doesn't get shunted out of the airlock. Alright, bye guys.
Look, I have it on good authority that Jedi can Mary Poppins through space. You'll be fine.
I hate that you're not wrong.
Alrighty. So you have figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably within the first, little while you were traveling, so. By the time you arrive in system, you've had time to digest that information, look at the star charts, and see where you want to go from here.
Well, do we want to go directly to the star, or
Do like a couple jumps around the area.
like take a
Do like
scenic
a-
route of some kind?
Yeah,
Mm.
probably don't want to leave the. Can we see if we're like bugged or something?
Yeah, you can search a ship if you want to.
I would like to search my ship.
All right.
I will assist in that. Probably also kind of check the systems on the ship and all that.
Yeah, the captain will be keeping an eye on the sensors and stuff.
All right. So I always basically checking the computer to make sure that this has been done to the ship systems. All right.
Yeah, no one has touched the baby.
22
We're
on my search.
Where Ozen is tearing through the ship like an FBI agent searching a house,
Yep.
cutting the couch cushions open.
I got a 22.
All right. So you start going through, searching every nook and cranny for any sort of tracking devices. You already given me your roll. Okay. Doesn't look like anything on that back on that planet accessed your systems. They shouldn't have. You've gone through. You're looking for anything weird that might have been added or they might have added and then tried to hide, and you're not finding any evidence of anything.
Good.
Yeah.
Ozen, you spend probably a couple of hours.
I feel like she has a route that she takes that she knows. Like, all right, it's a circuitous route around the ship. That she takes to make sure that everything is like she makes sure she gets every inch that she can.
While you're doing this, Roger and BL are watching you. What is she doing?
I look at them too to make sure that they're not bugged somehow.
Hey now. Don't you need to be
I'm
a
not
professional to do that?
touching. I'm not touching you. I am just looking to make sure that you're not bugged.
Well, nobody ever got on the ship, so
People are fucking weird.
no
guess to
denying
look in the
that.
eye.
But
Like, that's the one thing you guys had right in the beginning. Like, people are weird. Is there like, are there like external cameras that can look at the ship?
you've got one on the very back where you can kind of look you can look where the gangplank's going to be lower and see if there's anybody out down there.
Oh god, a review camera. Oh,
Really, it's the back.
they
of the
thought
camera,
of everything.
but the captain never backs the ship up. So
Just I'll look through there as I'm doing this search, because they do bring up a good point that no one really came in here. She's still gonna do her thing and
okay,
then
you
check
look through the
at the end.
camera and you see space back behind you.
Space back behind me, but anything on the metallic of the ship? So I can't
Oh.
imagine the like, I don't know, 20-foot square area that I can see on the ship.
Well, that's like looking through the peephole of a door and going, "Is there anything on the door?"
It's more like looking through I would say it's more like looking through a rear view mirror.
Because the camera's not showing you the ship; it's showing you like what would be on the ground behind the ship.
Oh, so it's like right up on the gangplank. That sucks.
It's like a ring cam.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
really
Okay.
probably the best way to describe
Okay,
it.
that's different.
It's so if somebody won't see it, you can look back there and see who it is.
I want them to see that I'm looking at them.
Oh, Space UPS left us something.
Okay, fair enough. Just double checking my bases. But anything else besides that?
No.
Okay.
And if you check I don't know if you'd have recordings from that thing or not, but yeah, if you check the logs on the thing, yeah, it does. There's no registering of the gangplank opening until y'all opened it.
Okay.
Any video you look at is a bunch of stormtroopers,
I was gonna say,
walking up and booping the little control panel to like try to get somebody's attention.
Well,
And then just
yeah,
sort of
that's
hanging
kind of
around.
because she knows there was like a bunch of people like in the area, so any one of them could have presumably bugged the ship, but that's on the outside right now, and we don't have an opportunity to look on the outside.
Okay. Captain,
Yes.
while Oz and Io are doing their examinations, do you stay in this system or do you go ahead and jump to the next one?
How close is that star from where we are now? Or did we not get enough information?
Well, like I said, the painting is not like accurate to the point that you want to navigate from it.
Okay.
You're pretty sure you got the general area, but there's still gonna be a lot of stars.
Okay.
And on the map, y'all are about that far away.
Yeah.
But it's all travel through areas that if you go straight line to it, you're not using any trade routes.
Yeah.
Which is where the Empire would have most of their forces, so it might not be a bad idea.
See, because I don't want to go straight to it. Outright. So I'd say he'd kind of do a little bit of a loop, still out in outside the outside the corporate sector, and sort of like loop around to not like cut a straight shot at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're looking on the map, y'all are kind of north up here in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Is that line to the left trade route?
This one here?
No, the other one.
That one there?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, actually, yes to both of those.
Okay. In that case, he'll just kind of, in that empty space between the trade routes, he'll just kind of like zigzag his way down.
Okay. So that is definitely going to add some time to the travel, but should be safer.
Yeah.
All right, so you start calculating that. Now, like I said, do you start zigzagging while they're still doing their searches, or do you wait for them to finish?
He'll do the calculation, but won't flip the switch until they're done, or if something like pops up on the radar.
Okay.
If something does, then he's just gonna punch it.
Okay. So yeah, Io's about done with pretty much done with her searching through the computers. Ozen still probably has a while to go.
Okay.
And a Gladiator class Star Destroyer drops out of hyperspace, surprisingly close to you. A couple of smaller ships flanking it. But they basically just appear almost in firing range.
Yeah, and I'm immediately gonna throw the switch to jump into hyperspace.
So yeah, you're sitting there. They kind of go, phew, and your system is just long enough to warn you that all those ships' weapon systems are already appear to be powered up. And they're like targeting a tractor beyond you, and then you're gone.
Yep.
Why can they keep following us? It's Ozen, not Jeremy. Jeremy has an idea. Those
Space
doesn't.
wizards, man. What can you do?
I was gonna look over at Ozen and the captain and be like, "Are they following you two?"
Well, Ozen is still off searching the ship. Ozen, you feel
Oh.
that little shudder of jumping into hyperspace.
Oh, I know why. That's why she's like frustrated over wherever she inevitably like trips and falls. It's like punches a
Well,
wall or something.
it's not usually that big of something. It's just that
Okay.
kind of sense of momentum.
Yeah.
Like when the elevator drops a little too fast.
Gotcha.
Just kind of feel it in your tummy.
And then I'll look over at the captain and be like, "Are they following you and Ozen?"
I have no idea. That'd be more of a question for Ozen, me. He says as he's calculating another jump, because now he ain't waiting for the next one.
Just yelling through the ship, not like loudspeaker or anything. Ozen!
What?
Could they be following you? Like with the force bullshit.
I normally feel it.
Maybe they're just better than you.
Go fuck yourself.
Io looks like she wants to say something but just doesn't. It's like,
Also, don't think about that for a sec. Actually, like if the space wizards on the other team can track us through space wizard means.
Okay, you're doing what now? Sorry, I was looking at something.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Ozen is thinking to herself actually, if and she'll when she finishes like her search, she'll go into her room and pull out the cube and be like, "Can they look for us using the force through entire systems?"
The force is everywhere. Did you explain to him in detail what happened?
In the 5 seconds that I had the cube open, not yet.
Oh, okay. All right, so you
But
basically just
yes,
said, could they follow through entire system? Well, the force is everywhere. As long as they stayed focused on you.
Hmm. Are there ways to mask our tracks in the force? At least this little area where the ship is.
It's said the Sith may have had such methods.
Way too good for
guys,
subterfuge.
we're gonna have spoopy.
Well, it looks like the shoe's on the other foot, where we're the ones being tracked and not the Sith operatives.
So they're following you around in a system.
In after a couple of hyperspace jumps as well.
Oh, that's nothing. That's something he's never heard of.
Do you think it was more of a technological thing than it was the Force?
He would find it far more likely to be some sort of tracking device. Or do you trust your fellow crewmen? One of them could be sending them your location.
No, this would inconvenience just about everyone on the ship.
Okay, and
Most of us have illegal weapons or droids.
And he tells you he's not trying to accuse anybody. It's just
No, of course, keeping our options. Okay, well, this has been enlightening as always. I appreciate it.
He is here to help.
If I had enough time to calculate jump.
Do it now.
I've had enough time to calculate another jump.
Yes, you arrive. You immediately start calculating. Because I assume you're doing like little short jumps.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
While
wait
he's
around
doing-
this time, or you just set it and go?
While he's doing that, Io's going to be looking for any kind of signal going in or going out of the ship.
Okay. Give me. Let's see. What would this be? Would this be perception?
It's gonna be security.
Because she's using her all her tricks and tools and computer know-how.
Duba has changed screens.
Aha!
Mm.
Magic!
The part of Kilter will now be played by Duba. Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll with your security then. I don't think the kit's going to help you though, because that's more for hacking. I think.
Okay. I can double check its description real quick.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was actually looking on your sheet to see if I could see if it was written in here.
Security kit, special tools for bypassing electronic mechanical locks. It gives it one X amount, on security rolls. Provides a bonus on repairs rolls relating to security system. Mastercraft gives a second or additional bonus and contains comlink that monitors frequency used by silent alarms, such as so the user can know if the alarm has been triggered at any point during operation.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and use it.
Okay, I will also be trusting in the Force because why the hell not?
You're just being paranoid now.
Is it paranoia if they've chased us through like at least
Yeah.
2 jumps?
Whoa! They've chased you through one jump.
So
The
far.
captain would have to hang around here and see if they showed up before he could. Which, by the way,
Rather
Captain,
he did.
did you jump as soon as you got to finish the calculations, or are you going to wait and see if something shows up?
65.
I'm
If-
sorry, you failed.
If Io is, if they're like going, hey, are they going to keep following us? Then yeah, he'll wait, and second they show up, punching it again.
Okay. All right. So you're sitting there waiting. You're waiting for anything to pop up on the screens.
Uh-huh.
Fingers right above the trigger, like.
No, not right. It's like he's got his hand like on the lever, and then just second something pops up.
It's just UPS.
So Io, she's got her equipment out. She's checking for signals. Just about the time she's getting ready to shut the machine off, there's a quick little burst of something. I mean, it's a fraction of a second long. But it is like a hyper. What do they call their faster than light communications?
Hyperspace, or
whatever it is, like a ship would broadcast somebody would broadcast like to another world, or another system, or something.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just a real quick, sudden burst. You think it originated from the underside of the ship.
Fuck. Quick jump.
Jumps.
Okay. You didn't see anybody show up before you jumped. So you've zigged over here. Now you've zagged back over here.
How?
Can't aim the quad laser at my own fucking ship. This sucks.
All right, now question: these little micro jumps you're taking.
Yeah.
Are you planning for the trips to take hours or days? Because I mean, there's a lot of space between some of these worlds. So, are you going for the shortest possible jump each time, or are you just kind of varying?
He's varying it.
Okay.
Yeah, she won't bring. Go ahead.
Yeah, he does not want to be predictable.
Gotcha. All right, so this time y'all are in hyperspace for about a day.
She would have brought up as soon as she as soon as she had the suspicion that there's something potentially attached to the ship, like as soon as it pinged on her thing. So while they're like in the beginning of that jump,
we should hit a planet, destroy it, and then come back up as quickly as we can.
I mean, I assume we have some kind of space outfitting.
I guess we have. I guess we do have.
We do.
Well, you've seen Empire Strikes Back. You got the little face mask Han puts on to go outside in an asteroid.
You really think I need that right now? I got BL right there. Just give us my gravity boots or some shit.
They have magnetic feet.
Yeah.
Actually, BL does, I think.
I think R2 does as well.
Yeah, R2 definitely.
Actually, let R2 do it so he can use his knife.
Well, let R2 go out and check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he just stabs it and it blows up, that would also be bad for everybody involved.
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm assuming he's got some kind of like way to, video project back to the ship. If not, we can put like a cell phone on the top of a head and, FaceTime.
He can certainly talk back to the ship anyway. Or
yeah. R2, do you want to go play outside?
Get your knife ready.
There's a kind of a... it's a whistle, but it almost sounds like a sigh. What needs to be fixed outside?
Actually, probably needs to be destroyed outside.
Something is attached to the underside of the hull.
I think it's a tracker.
She'll show R2 the frequency.
All right, he looks at that. He turns, looks over by the door where BL is standing. You just see BL shaking his head. And he stops as soon as he sees it. Y'all look at him.
I mean, if you two want to throw stones to see who goes out.
I want to play tag out there. That's fine. We both have magnetic thingies. Do
we have any spacefaring equipment? I mean, I assume we would.
Spacesuits, yes, you'd have some kind of spacesuits, just in case you got stranded out in space.
And they have magnetic
system
boots.
And had to repair. Yes.
I was like, I'll come out with you.
Hyperspace?
Well, we wouldn't even send R2 out there with hyperspace.
That's fair.
No, that'd be bad. Bad things would happen.
Yeah. All right.
He's not secured into well, yeah, they don't have hyperdrives. So yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah, okay. The two of y'all can go out there. R2's down with that.
Fist bumps the droid.
accidentally stabs you with a knife.
Sorry, it was just in the hand.
It's like it's like having a really large metallic cat.
Yeah.
So y'all roll down. He waits while you put on your spacesuit. Y'all head to the airlock.
She'll just have an assortment of tools to just in case.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming you're going out with kind of your basic toolman belt or mechanic's belt, whatever that equates to.
Yeah.
For a ship. They're the airlocks. Okay. Alright, so you head back to the...
If you are changing map in game, I am not seeing it.
Well, I was looking to see where it was for myself, but I suppose I could let y'all see it as well. So yeah. Hold on just a second. I'm suddenly acting like I don't know how Roll20 works. I'm clicking stuff on accident. Alright, here we are. So yeah, airlocks are back here about midship. You got one that sticks out both sides. The signal you detected is up a little closer, underside the ship, up a little bit closer to the cockpit. Well, the droid bay. Never mind. Cockpit's another level up. Anyway, up towards the nose of the ship.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So you and R2 head out. He's just rolling along, and he realizes he's pulling away from you, and he waits for you to catch up. And he pulls ahead, and he waits for you to catch up.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you. Just start seeing what it is. The quicker we can get it off, the better off we'll be.
This is going.
All right, so he goes up. He starts looking around for it. How observant is R2?
Best.
Before Io went out, I would attempt to buff her at least. Yeah, I made that roll.
I mean, he got max.
So as long as it's easy to find, he's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. As long as it's very easy to find, he's fine.
It would have, if it's sending out a signal of any kind, he also has the signal, so he could try and narrow it down for that.
True.
You have an extra dice to, we'll say, your perception.
Alrighty.
All right, Io, give me a perception roll.
Haha. Just barely made that one. This is the first time I've actually been able to successfully buff somebody.
17.
I'm back. What did I miss?
We've been bugged.
The ship's bugged.
We got a tracker.
Oh.
On the outside of the ship.
Yeah.
So they did find one. Okay.
Io and R2 are currently on the bottom side of the ship trying to find this thing.
Oh.
If you were here, we would have volunteered you.
Would the jetpack work in space? I know some of them work sub-atmosphere.
I don't know.
Probably.
That would definitely make the traversal easier.
The whole stopping bit may be more difficult, though.
Just tie a rope to her. It's fine.
Either way, perception rolled.
All right, 17. So yeah, you go up there, you poke around, you find it. It's somewhat disguised to try to make it look like just a random, panel on the bottom. But it doesn't quite match the ship. It's not perfect.
Yeah. Any giving it a giving it a good once over, anything that would possibly damage or go off if she removes it?
So you're checking for traps.
Yeah, she is checking for traps.
All right. Give me.
Got 2 more rounds of this.
Give me a demolitions roll.
Oh. What an interesting thing to roll for.
Well, demolition. She knows explosives, so she's checking it for
Yeah,
explosives.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, it's in her purview. Sort of.
17?
Yeah, there's an explosive rig to it.
Of course there is.
Probably something the equivalent of a thermal detonator.
She will call back on the ship. So it's got a thermal detonator. Equivalent.
Lovely. And you can't bypass the system at all?
Can it be disarmed?
Looking at it, looking at it and knowing her own skills, what's her assessment of it?
You could probably do it.
I mean, probably could get it off the ship, but I mean, should be okay. If not, we won't have to worry about it. At least when I say we, I mean me and R2.
I've seen you turn the lights off of an entire city block. I think you've got this.
Yeah, there's a lot more air to breathe on a city block than there is on the underside of the ship.
Well,
You
got this. I believe in you.
Kind of looks over at R2 like, well.
You look over at R2 and you don't see him.
R2?
You look back behind you and he's rolling back the way y'all came. He stopped when you call him. He stops. His head rotates around.
What the hell, R2?
He beeps at you that you said you had it.
Vote of confidence going back. Just okay, fine.
He whistles at you. Do you need my help? I can help you.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just thought if you had it, there was no reason for me to stand next to a ball.
He's got a point.
It's fine, R2. Just turns back around. No, like she cut the comms. Damn sassy droid. What does she have to roll to disarm? She would probably advise still just to perhaps close the airlock to the droid bay, since it is underneath there.
Okay.
Just for safety's sake.
Just to kind of seal it off, seal that main door.
Yeah. She's like, we should be fine, but in the off chance we are not fine.
Well, like I said, it was closer to the bay. It's really probably right between those two bedrooms there.
She'd give the equivalent of where it is and say probably seal off, the living quarters for now. Yeah.
Make sure Ozen's in the cockpit, not in a room, pondering the cube.
Pondering the cube. Okay, what do I need to roll?
Security.
And I have one extra dice turn left. Security kit or just security?
Do you bring your security kit out into space with you?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, go ahead and use it then.
Not quite.
No, that's
There we go.
oh, that's a little better.
That's a nice healthy amount of sixes.
'Cause with
Yeah.
with a 17, it would have exploded on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have rolled a 17 with 10d6, I would have cried.
All right,
Not
let's
for
say
long.
43. So
Yeah,
that's
not
off.
for long.
That is off the chart of the difficulty chart. So
She's still sweating.
uh, so yeah, you pop the panel off. You manage to disconnect the bomb. And then
Is
once
the
you get that
bomb-
disconnected, taking the thing off the ship is no big deal.
Yeah, she's just gonna fling it into space, probably.
Discus style.
Yep. It's far less impressive.
Keep the bomb.
Are you kidding? It's probably the longest discus throw ever.
She's not keeping the bomb. She doesn't trust it.
That's fair.
She will, as soon as that's done, she starts hoofing it back inside.
See,
Yeah.
what she could have done is rigged it to where it explodes when the ship jumps.
Mm.
When the other ship
Eh.
jumps, because they're gonna
Eh.
hit the signal.
If it's still rolling if it's still rolling about, they have to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's just a thermal detonator side, it wouldn't do that much damage to a ship that size.
Yeah.
Spoil sports.
I know.
So Io rears back, flings the thing out into space. Captain alarms start going off in the cockpit.
What is the alarm?
Io, you see ships dropping out of hyperspace.
Lots of cursing and moving a lot faster.
So you start doing kind of a slow run because you don't want to accidentally pull both magnetic boots off at any point.
Is R2 still at all out there?
Yes, he did not keep going after you talked to him. It's like he felt
Just have-
guilty and just sort of hovered there where he was.
Just have R2 grab you, detach
Yeah,
both boots, and
Yeah, she is like, R2? Can I get a hand here, please? Tries to grab onto R2 so R2 can pull her, because R2 can probably move faster outside than she can.
Those dudes can roll fast on a ship hull.
So you just kind of run up and just kind of hug the top dome. His little grabber arm comes up and tries to, kind of
just stabs the knife into me to keep me there.
That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah, that would be. Never mind. Bad idea. Yeah, she's just hitching a ride on R2.
BL, get in the torpedo turret.
Ozen's already headed towards the lasers.
All right.
There's
so
another
also
laser
how-
open. Yeah.
2.
So Keltzer and Ozen are hitting the. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Choked up on something.
Mhm.
Excuse me. All right, so Ozen and Keltzer are jumping in the turret,
Quad lasers.
and
Yes.
BL is handling the torpedoes.
Mhm.
Once again, is that gladiator class Star Destroyer.
Mhm.
Which I wish I had a good way to show y'all a picture of it. It's got two, where the big Star Destroyers you always think of come down to the kind of point. It's kind of got 2 points on the front, and then this area in the middle.
Mhm.
And like I said, it's much smaller. It's 500 meters, so long, which is way smaller than your classic Star Destroyer.
Mhm.
It's also got 2 smaller ships with it. Probably Corvette class, I think, would be the next step down.
Yeah.
And I mean, just almost as soon as they're in normal space, TIE fighters start pouring out.
Mhm.
Captain, you're being hailed.
Mm. Yeah, you know what? He'll answer.
Attention, freighter. This is Star Destroyer Devastator. Power down your engines. You are being taken into Imperial custody.
How much time is it going to take them to get into the ship?
The Star Destroyer is technically within firing range now, though long range.
Yeah.
And like I said, the TIE fighters are coming out in a little swarm and streaking towards you.
Okay.
So with you currently sitting still, they're going to be on you pretty quick.
How close are me and R2 to getting in the airlock?
That's what I want to know.
You've got a couple of rounds. Calm down.
I would update like how close they are to the airlock and all that.
Yeah.
They do now.
Well, actually, question.
Mm-hmm.
You said they were at the droid bay, yeah?
Up close to it.
He'll tell them get to the side of the ship.
Well, let's see. The bomb was here. R2 had probably dropped back about halfway.
Okay, so the bomb was here?
Yeah, it was up between those first two cabins.
Okay.
On the underside.
He's
Like I said,
gonna
R2 had dropped back a little ways, so let's say he was next to the captain's cabin here.
He's going to tell them to get to the bow of the ship. And he's going to tell Roger to flip the switch to magnetically lock everything down in the droid bay.
Yes, sir. Or, excuse me, Roger.
Yeah, he'll tell him to lock everything down in the droid bay. Because that's a hangar door.
I mean, it is.
So you can just go up there, door opens, and in, door closed, we gone.
So I'm assuming you have already calculated your escape route.
Yeah.
We had it calculated.
Like I said, he was doing that the second they dropped back into normal space. He was already calculating.
All right, so the Starfighter or the TIE fighters are they have moved from long to medium. The Devastator held you again, telling you to respond or you will be fired upon.
How close are they to the bay?
No, they're getting pretty close now.
Since this is round one, or that was round one, this is round two.
They'll make it to the bay by round 3.
Okay.
And then they can climb in the bay at round 4. The TIE fighters are now within close range. And the Devastator tells you, this is your last warning. Respond and power down your engines now, or you will be fired upon.
Stall them!
And what have we done again?
Do you say that over the radio, or?
Yeah.
You are to be taken into Imperial custody and questioned.
We suspect
that you are wanted criminals.
Under whose authority?
The Empire.
You see, last I checked, that kind of fractured. I believe you're called the Remnant now, yeah?
No. That is
No?
just propaganda from rebel groups. Power down
Yeah.
unions now or be fired upon.
Did I stall them long enough for one more turn?
Roll your con.
Sure.
So, Captain, you got this.
I certainly hope so.
I mean, same.
Life literally hanging in the balance.
Yeah. If I spend my force point for this, can I make the argument that I am doing it to buy us enough time to get them to get Io and R2 in so they aren't basically left to die and to save the rest of my crew so I get that force point back?
There's precedence for this.
Sure.
Okay. Then I will trust in the force. The nascent force ability I have been trained in.
Yeah.
And I'll do a con roll. I was typed in 10d10. Okay. 35.
Force of habit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to be sneaky. This must be a vampire game.
Yeah.
All right. He got an 18, so you beat him by a little bit.
hmm
Almost double.
I did double.
No,
36 would have been
36.
No, never mind. I thought. Okay, yeah.
Uh,
For some reason I thought that said 39.
so a respectable roll by this officer.
Mhm.
But
I feel like he gets into the spiel of like. I feel like the captain gets him just in the right way to like get him the spiel of like the Empire is great. It is still up. It is still this and that and mighty.
Propaganda.
Yeah, he goes into it. He starts going. So instead of going, the power down right now or he'll be shot, he instead launches into,
A little bit of a tirade.
a little bit.
Yeah. Like he knows just like that brief like hint of force ability. He can sort of like glean a little bit of the guy's thoughts and knows just like what to poke at, what buttons to push to keep him talking.
So yeah, he snaps and goes on about that. I mean, no, it's not the Remnant. It's just, it's the Empire. The Moths are still sorting out who's supposed to, who's going to be overall in charge.
Oh, that's interesting. How's that going? A lot of infighting.
That is none of your concern.
No, that's hardly worthy of an empire. A whole lot of infighting between your various groups.
Okay. This is Jason. Study any empire. No, it's not that unusual.
Yeah, I know.
What was it the Chinese would say about theirs?
Yeah.
If united, soon divided. If divided, soon united. Because it was constantly breaking up and then getting back together and then breaking up and getting back together. It's like an abusive relationship.
Yeah. I'm just going from like the Star Wars standpoint of he had like everything locked down with an iron fist
for 20 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, while you've managed to distract him enough with this, Io, you're clinging to R2. He's rocketing along. He gets to the edge of the bay and just sort of flips over. It's very disconcerting for you because he flips over and then suddenly there's gravity.
Yep.
So you scuff the knees.
Just clinging.
So you're still clinging to him. He's dragging you along, but like your knees hit the ground and you're scuffing up your suit.
She does not care.
You yell that you're in.
Captain's like, Roger's like, Captain, they're in.
Close the door.
He flips the switch.
Well, they've even had to open it all the way just to let the two of them in.
I don't think there's a halfway
Oh, damn.
switch. I mean, it has to open big enough for a fighter.
Yeah.
Just cancel it halfway through.
Keep doing it like one of those auto doors on a van.
Yep.
Wow.
Unfortunately, it works like an old garage door, so you can stop it halfway through closing,
Then just
but not
continues
halfway through
closing.
opening.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
that's what we have to do for our garage door. When it like gets really hot in the summer, we'll like close it like meh, like mostly there, just so we can get some heat dissipation.
So they're in. The TIE fighters have basically moved around and surrounded you at this point. They have not opened fire. They have not apparently not been given the actual command to open fire. But they are basically like boxing you in.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll either have to shoot your way
become
out,
roadkill.
or there will be a piloting roll if you try to weave your way through.
Mm-hmm. Once he knows they're in, goes back to the comm with the destroyer. Like, oh, what did you say your name was again?
I don't like where this is going.
This is the Gladiator class Star Destroyer Devastator.
No, I'm aware of that. I mean yours.
Oh, he's Captain. Captain, I need a name off the top of my head. And of course, I don't have one right now.
Are you about to quote Captain Jack Sparrow?
What's that?
You don't know.
I don't.
No, you don't.
Why do I blank on names?
I forgot a name.
Yeah, the captain dropped his name. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Oh. As to your demands, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request.
All TIE fighters, open fire. Aim for the engines.
I'll
Through the comms. You could have just ran. Why'd you have to freaking soliloquy?
I'm monologuing.
I'll say is he would have punched the throttle as he said that.
All right, so you are launching forward.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a piloting roll to see if you can get out of amongst the ships.
Sure.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's a major flaw to the TIE fighter design. It's called you can't have peripheral. Because you can't see shit from the side.
Also, they have no shields.
That's too.
Or hyperspace.
Question: What is all of their positions around the ship?
They've basically formed up in almost a sphere around you.
Okay.
You know, they're surrounding you at all angles, and you know they're constantly in motion. They're kind of circling you, like piranhas waiting to attack.
The weirdest drone ballet.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Yeah. So piloting roll, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To kind of streak forward without hitting anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not streak forward like hyperspace. You've got to get loose from these guys before that. But...
Yeah. So you said they were all going to be firing as well.
They're going to be firing this round. Yeah, we're going into the regular space combat.
All right. I assume that the Devastator probably is too.
Yes.
Or just the TIE fighters.
It's at maximum range. Its tractor beams are powered up.
Gotcha. I'm gonna trust in the Force.
How many Force points do you have?
You told me I could get it back.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I asked.
I thought you meant at the end of the session. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I was saying. There's precedence for like conning heroic amongst this group.
Right, it's 61.
Okay. You managed to not hit any of them, though they're all, they're all in close range. They're going to be firing at you in close range.
Yep.
Anybody on the shields?
Well, if he's trusting the force and they're firing at him, it means he's just removing one dice. 17, 16, 15.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it keeps up for this round.
Yep.
Fair
Hey.
enough.
That's why
So
I asked all these questions, just to make sure.
All right, so that is the piloting.
Mhm.
All right, so y'all. All right, so everybody announce what they're doing.
Yep.
We know you're piloting forward, and you evasive maneuvers will obviously be part of this.
Yes.
I assume everybody on a weapon is firing their weapons.
Yup.
I was
have an
trying to
extra guess here.
demagnetize her boots.
Okay.
Actually, no, she'll probably leave them magnetized because otherwise she'll get thrown around.
This would be an aggressive jump.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
would be hold
All
on
right.
to your lunch kind of maneuver.
Then
Yeah.
it is a speed segment. So everybody's in close range. The TIE fighters are trying to stay in close range. I assume the captain is trying to pull away from them if he can.
Yes. He will be making the attempt.
So roll speed for your ship. Let's see, TIE fighters sublight speed is 5 dice.
Is this also doubled since I'm rolling dice?
Same round.
No, this is the ship, not you.
Okay. I wanted to make sure.
This is not involve your skill.
Okay. 9.
Oh.
Can the Rubicon trust in the Force?
No. They got a 20.
Yeah, they stay in close range.
I believe the technical term for that is they own that ass.
Yeah.
All right, now we need.
I'm gonna just shoot it. I'm gonna shoot at the one that's straight ahead. Direct path.
Okay.
What is it, like a 5 or a 10 to hit at this point?
Short range. Yeah, it's a 10.
Okay.
Because you don't really have point blank in Starship Combat.
22.
All right, so that's a 22. He is going to try to dodge. It's 12. Add 18 to the difficulty.
Yep, miss.
All right. Who else is on a Kilter? You're on a turret.
Yep. $32.
All right. Are you shooting at the same one he shot at or a different one?
Same one.
Okay. Oh wait, see, you have one dice less than that. My bad. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 8 to the difficulty.
That hit.
All right. Roll your damage. And the quad laser damage is.
60, I think.
Well, y'all got access.
60.
Y'all should all have access to the Rubicon
Mhm.
page.
Yeah.
Alright, so you roll that. The TIE Fighter rolls its hull.
28.
Famously dense hulls of a TIE fighter.
It got a 6.
Remarkably dense hulls.
Yeah. It's
Alright,
amazing.
how much damage did you do?
28.
So 6.
It's like 4
12.
times.
18, 24. So yeah, like over 4 times.
So bright flash of light. There's fire. you hear the explosion for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There are sounds in space. It's just everyone thinks there's no sound because of all the vacuums in IRL space.
The sounds from space are terrifying.
Yes, they are.
All right, and then somebody was on the torpedoes, or were
I don't
they?
think so because it would have been Io, and Io's a little busy.
Doc's here. What's Doc doing while all this ship fighting's going down?
I mean, Doc would have been more inclined to do the shields, but if he needs to be manning torpedoes, he can. I thought we had
shields are
I thought
probably
we
a good idea too. Oh, that's
Did we
right.
have
I forgot about BL.
Because I think BL was on the torpedo.
You're right. You may have ordered that. So we'll say BL's on the torpedo and Doc is on the shields. Doc gonna be making some rolls here in a minute.
And then R2. That's what we're missing.
Well, he's in the bay with Io.
That's true.
Yeah.
R2, Io, and Roger are all in the bay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Roger.
Boy, I just okay.
All right, then yeah, it would have just been Kelser and Ozin.
All right. Well, no, Bill. If we got Bill on the torpedoes, Bill can fire a torpedo if he wants to.
Okay. Let me see what's BL.
I mean, he doesn't have to fire one if y'all don't want him to.
Oh wait, I don't have him.
Shit.
You have his sheet. Eric, I don't.
Yeah, I do. I thought it was shared with everybody. His starship gunnery is 3D.
Yeah, that's not bad. Rolling what, 5 dice for that?
Yeah.
Okay, I have now saved the changes where BL should be available to everybody.
Hey.
Let me go ahead and do that with R2 if I haven't already.
R2T9 is there.
Okay, what about Roger?
Roger's there too. Yeah,
Okay.
it was just BL. Okay, so that's what, 5 dice
Yeah.
for a torpedo? I'll roll it. Oh, that's sad.
Well, I've got 3 1s, a 2, and a 3 on this guy's dice.
I rolled exactly a 10 on 4 dice.
4?
I rolled
5.
5 dice.
5 dice, yeah.
Wait, you
So I
said
rolled-
4
I-
dice.
Okay, then I
Yeah.
meant 5 dice. So I
Okay.
rolled a 6 and then 4 1s.
Oof.
Okay, so BL's got 3 dice plus the 2 from the
Yes.
fire control.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you missed then. Because you said you rolled just at 10?
Yep.
Yeah, they add 8 to that with their dodge. Okay.
That's unfortunate.
It is, because now there's a whole lot of TIE fighters to get to shoot at you.
It's fine.
All right. Captain, are you going to be dodging?
Yes, I will be dodging.
All right, you already taken 1 action.
Yep, so I'm down to 17 dice for dodging.
Okay, Doc might not have to be rolling. Well, I don't know. No, he'll probably wind up. I'm just going to check ships off while I'm doing this. So,
Okay,
first roll.
Adding a 58.
Jeez. Well, the tractor beam still might be an issue. Huh?
Well,
Don't say anything about the Dragon.
He
I mean-
knows what he's doing.
I mean, unless the destroyer spooled
Tractor
up
beams
to-
through the.
Well, yeah, it's gonna have to go through all of the TIE fighters too.
It'll just grab you all. Like one of them whale sharks. It just opens its mouth real quick and sucks stuff in.
That's a horrible but probably accurate visual.
All right, so yeah, the first one definitely didn't get it. Second one firing. Ooh, there's 18, 28, 29, 30. So really good roll.
Plus 49.
Okay. Third one. That's a 22.
Plus 53.
Okay. Uh, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, another 20.
Plus 52.
Okay. 22.
I like you're
49.
still averaging like high 40s, low 50s, like despite how many dice you're losing.
Mm.
At some point, it just doesn't matter.
I'm just imagining the crew on that destroyer's like, how in the
31.
um 44.
Wait, how many TIE fighters are shooting at us?
A lot.
Okay.
24. There were 15 TIE fighters surrounding you.
Gotcha.
Y'all blown one up.
37.
$26.
35.
27.
31.
Okay, 23.
So what?
Do it now.
What was that last one?
23, I think I said.
Okay. For some reason I heard 3. It's like, okay, I don't need to roll.
And then 19.
All right, so that's 29 and 16 for a total of 26.
That was on that last one, which was the last one was a 19. So yeah.
Okay.
And then see, that's 12 of them. 10, 26, 36.
36 even.
That says
Ooh.
26. Oh wait,
Well, yeah,
plus the
plus 10.
baseline 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and I usually say ties go to the player.
Yeah,
All
been a
right.
thing since Vampire.
Don't sound so defensive. I'm just asking.
I know. I'm just saying.
Mm.
I only have one tone of voice. It is offended.
15.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so I rolling again.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I got a 20.
24.
Okay.
I'm now calculating in that base 10.
And then the the Devastator, is firing all 3 tractor beams at you. Oh, holy crap. It's got 5 tractor beams. No, it's got 3 that can fire in the front arc. Okay.
See, and then they're at max range.
Yes.
Actually, did they move forward?
Yes, they've been moving forward the entire time.
Oh, okay.
They're not as fast as the TIE fighters, but
Right. So we've kept them at maximum range.
oh, actually, I should have rolled a speed roll for them
Yeah.
up at the beginning.
Got 1 dice for their speed.
I mean, they're a capital ship, so I don't imagine it's very high.
Where is their? I'm not seeing where they've even got their speed listed. Which is weird.
There's one thing I don't like about like games from the 80s. It's that it's very like inconsistent where things are on stat blocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they were just figuring out how to make things and throw it on the board, and they never really got to the point where they could like make it consistent per thing.
Yeah.
I am quite enjoying this game though.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely rolled. So while they would have gotten probably into medium range while y'all were talking,
Mm-hmm.
you and the TIE fighters pulled a bit ahead of them when y'all took off.
Okay.
So yeah, max range. 4 plus the guy's skill. So first tractor beam.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll the 4d6, the 3d6, and the 2d6
Okay.
for all three. And this is it maxes what they have to hit a 20.
Yes, so he got a 24 on the first one.
Okay, that's a 38.
Not impossible. It's just hard.
Yeah. 34 for the next one.
Okay, he got a 21. And then the last one.
And a 27 on the very last one.
And
Oh.
15, 16, 18, 19, 24, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28.
I got us by 1 again.
No, was that the second one or the third one?
That was the third one.
Okay, I didn't hear you say what it was for the second one.
Oh, it was way low.
It was like
Okay.
21.
Alright, so that is the tractor beam. Doc,
Yes, sir.
no pressure. But it's all on you now.
Oh yeah, you were manning the shields, huh?
Use the force.
I mean, I planned on it.
Alright, the force starting to feel like cheating, I'm just gonna say it.
It's a game mechanic. You're not wrong, but it's a game mechanic.
Jason, you threw a destroyer and 15 shots at me. That's the only
So?
reason we aren't dust.
They're trying to take you alive.
No, they
By
weren't.
blowing up our ship?
Look, if they get you out of space within 30 seconds, you'll probably live.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Well, as long as my cat stops attacking me, that'd be great. Okay, so what do I need to roll, sir?
Alright, so rolling for shields.
I think it's mechanical starship shields.
Alright.
Good.
But there's also a 3 dice on the Rubicon as well, so I
Yeah.
think you're adding that as well.
Yep.
So many dice.
Alright, the difficulty number of each shield attempt depends on the range. So your difficulty, they're at long range. Your difficulty number is 10, because at longer ranges gives you more time to react to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got Starship Shields 2D plus 2.
2D plus 2, and then you add another 3D to it, so it's 5D plus 2.
Okay, so I'll roll that manually.
And then ×2 for trusting the force.
Yeah, so it would be 10D plus 2.
The
plus 2 doesn't double.
No. That's not what I'm asking. Or that's not what I'm thinking. I think it's 11D plus 2, which is still pretty good. Because you're
Okay,
adding
now
your step and not the ship's.
The shield dice do not add to the roll. They add to the whole roll that you make to avoid the damage.
Hold on.
Gotcha.
So do not add those dice they're talking about the Rubicon having. Do not add those to the roll.
Okay, so then just 4 dice plus 2.
No, it'd be 4 dice. His dice doubled, so 4 dice plus the 2, or however many from the Rubicon.
No, shield dice on the Rubicon do not add to the roll. He's rolling to see if he can get the shields up. If he
Okay,
succeeds, those dice add to the whole.
I
to
was
damage.
confusing
Yeah.
adding them in.
And we have not done a ton of ship combat, so we don't have that down. Like
Usually we kill it before, you know.
Yeah. You those aren't the dice.
Okay, so you got a total of 16. You needed a 10, all right. The tractor beam technically does. It's listed as having 6 points of damage for the ones in that arc. Okay. So now, Duba, I need you to roll the Rubicon's hull plus its shields. Which will be. It's got a hull of 5, and the shields are 3. So roll me 8 dice to resist the 7 dice the tractor beam has.
You can roll it if you need a sec, Dupa.
He's on the phone with his sister.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm saying I can roll it if you need a sec.
Yeah, just roll it for him because, like I said, he's on the with her. Thank you.
So 86?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. 28.
Alright, so a 28 versus an 18. So you didn't quite double it.
The subtitle of this campaign didn't quite double it.
Ah, there it is. Starship damage table. Let's see here.
I don't think we hit the equivalent of stunned on a ship.
Let's see. That counts as lightly damaged, which is the equivalent of a stun. And you either lose shield generator or ionized -1 dice.
-1 dice in GTFO. But is that different for a tractor beam then? If it's firing a tractor beam? So I imagine it's trying to pull us and it's not having a lot of success.
Well, tractor beams have damage dice, so I'm sure it's not doing actual damage. It's probably a matter of whether it gets you kind of helpless or not. Which it did not do that. So yeah, the ship shudders as the tractor beam is trying to get a hold of it. And Doc is over there. He sets the shields upright. He manages to stop the tractor beam from really being able to lock onto you, or latch onto you, I should say. And then start the next round.
Yep.
The stars blur in your gun.
That is the most frantic piloting I have ever had to do.
Do you need a sec? Like,
yeah.
Just fist pumping in the droid hall or the droid area. We didn't die. Yeah.
Roger kind of goes, woohoo.
I just want to know how proud is Ozen for her student using the Force to dodge an entire fleet of ships.
Ozen, you probably felt him while he was dodging the ships.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, absolutely. That's why are this? No,
He'll be ready to fly half a ship down to a planetary landing anytime now.
I see what you did there.
Hey, it's Star Wars. I'm in the proper stream.
Yeah.
All right, so you continue your zigzag pattern.
Yeah, for a few jumps.
Okay. Are you going to wait around any of the jumps to see if anybody shows up?
About how long did it take them to show up those 2 times? Was it roughly the same?
Yes, you figure they must have. The thing must have been sending out enough of a signal that they could figure out kind of the direction you were heading in hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wait for the signal when y'all land to know when they should drop out.
Okay.
So 30 minutes or so, was about how long they were lagging behind you.
Gotcha.
A little more than that the first time, but they were having to maneuver and group up.
Yeah.
So just enough time for Io to get a suit on and get out there.
Uh-huh.
I won't lie, I was kind of hoping for a starfighter battle while her and R2 were cleaning the outside hull of the ship.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, this is gonna suck.
Please make sure the shield rolls are good.
Okay, so Io takes a direct hit from a TIE fighter laser. But Duba made the shield roll, so she gets to add the shield to her body. It would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
Terrifying. A laser coming at you at point blank, and then a shield just like goes right in front of your face, and you just like shit yourself.
She would still be screaming.
Yeah, he'll make 2 jumps immediately, and then he'll wait for about 30 minutes on the 3rd jump.
Okay. I'm just imagining it now. TPK 3 months before the campaign was supposed to end.
It'd be on brand for us.
I mean, if I didn't have 18d6 piloting.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, you wait around that 30 minutes, and yeah, you seem to have shaken him.
All right, he'll calculate the next jump and.
Okay. Now back to my original question: Are you going to maintain the zigzag pattern heading back down towards the corporate sector, or once you're sure they're not following you, you're just going to straight line it?
2 more zigzag jumps and then straight line after that.
Okay. Anywhere? Are you aiming for the nebula specifically?
Yeah.
Okay. There are no charted
he-
planets inside the nebula. Plenty of uncharted ones, but there are planets along the outside edges.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fully encircled by trade routes, but
Yeah, we'd stocked up on a lot of supplies from CorpSec, so he's actually not going to stop at any of the planets. He's just gonna head in. He doesn't want to give anybody any clue that they're there.
Maybe don't go too close to the planets just in case they ping us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're spaced out. You got plenty of room you can slip through.
Yeah. That's the idea, anyway.
Siblings, they know just the right time to call and annoy you.
Yeah.
Well, you made the shield check though, so you did basically save everybody from another round of 15 ships pounding on you.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't have 18 dice to dodge them with that second round.
As that pool just continues to dwindle.
Mm-hmm. We were down to 2d6 by the end of all of it.
Still almost did it.
If only I'd thrown 20 ships at you instead of 15, but I thought 20 would be a little overkill, but apparently.
A little.
Live and learn, live and learn.
Well, you were supposed to take a couple of shots during that.
Instead, we have a very, very baffled destroyer and a whole bunch of pilots.
Are they that baffled, or do they just realize you've got a Jedi?
They're still pretty baffled.
Well, the rank and file people on the bridge, the bridge crew probably. But the captain and whoever else flies with him, who knows? But yeah, so you're you're traveling several days. Every now and then you have to drop out of hyperspace, recalculating and head on to avoid hazards. Since you're traveling through areas not as well charted as the trade routes. But you do eventually drop out of hyperspace in the nebula itself.
Yeah.
Nebulas make things with your sensors a little tricky sometimes, but though you are now close enough, or you're back in the corporate sector. You can tap back into the HoloNet now. Where out in the wilderness where you were, you weren't getting a signal.
Yeah.
The Wi-Fi was down.
Wi-Fi was down. Okay.
Oh, I guess it'd be more of a cell network. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we finally got 2G. We're officially out of the boondocks.
Hey.
So, now that you're back in communication with the civilized world, what are you going to do?
I'm curious. Ozin has a passing curiosity. And is gonna see what the CorpSec news is saying about, just the very front-facing like CorpSec news articles about the Remnant forces, if they are saying anything at all.
There's lots of news about the Imperial forces.
Good, bad?
They have started a full-scale invasion.
Ah.
That would be bad.
On the Triani Shunt, which is a small trade route that connects to the larger trade route. They've already taken Hilt. So, like, the little planet right under my finger here. Right there at the edge. That was where y'all broke into their base and stole their information.
Yeah.
Hilt is down here.
Okay.
At a crossroads to a couple of the major routes.
That's unfortunate, but ours isn't to fight in the war. Ours is to.
But they're not just
Fuck
coming in
around
from
and
that
find
side. It's they haven't like fully encircled, but they've got kind of all this area through here. They got people moving into the borders there. CorpSec is putting up a fight, but they're really not. Their forces really aren't built for this kind of warfare. Most of their ships are smaller. For fighting pirates mostly, and kind of basic border defense, but the Remnant is clearly sparing no expense.
Funding them, they blew up twice.
And who funded them the first time after they blew up?
They had the resources of an entire galaxy.
Now they don't.
Of course,
and
they also
yet,
had an entire galaxy to keep running. So
Yeah.
It's another thing if you study real empires. A lot of times they were broke.
Yep.
Well, that happens.
Ozin looks at that and it's just like, ours is to make sure that no one gets this weapon.
Yep.
Do you try to Do you try to contact CorpSec?
I think at this point we're kind of going into business for ourselves.
We do have a secure channel if we want to.
Yeah. But I feel like if we hey, we just dodged 15 TIE fighters and a Star Destroyer, they're gonna be like, hey, why don't you fight this war for us? Like, no, go fuck yourselves.
Well, you don't tell them that part.
Yeah.
Then what are we supposed to tell them?
Oh, we got out by the skin of our teeth. There were like 2 TIE fighters on us.
Following a lead. We'll be in contact when we have more information. They don't even have to know we were fighting things.
Fair enough. We can send that anonymously. Yes.
What information is the Empire pouring in to try to justify it?
A lot of what they'd already been building up.
Uh-huh.
Corpus Sec is working with Jedi. Not entirely untrue. Uh, they've got this whole Jedi conspiracy thing whipped up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did they mention anything about like an attack on one of their bases as like justification?
Searching through the news, you find where that came up in some guy's speech, about Corpus Sec, spy operations and funding and starting insurgencies. That doesn't seem to be like one of their major talking points, though.
Okay.
As much as I probably should have blamed you for all of this.
I think the lore would have a lot to say about that, though. Well, personally, I vote that we just disappear.
Let them know nothing.
Yeah. Just say, hey, like, we got caught at that base or whatever.
You can say we were out of communication range for a while, which ain't untrue.
Not a lie.
No, that's
Yeah.
entirely true.
Yeah. Personally, I'd be just happy being a free agent again and not have to worry about other people pulling the chain. I'm honestly surprised Ludo didn't contact us about paying off that debt.
Probably a little busy with Imperial forces.
With everything.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sure he'll have something to say at some point.
Oh, more than
Huts
likely.
usually do.
Oh, there is one other little tidbit
Oh boy.
that you would probably have picked up on if you were searching around for like what all's been going on. There's a 2 million credit bounty on your heads.
Nice.
Sweet.
There
We're not
it
going back
is.
to we're not going back anywhere, guys.
Yeah.
The
We live here
Empire
now.
really, really seems to want you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to Corp Tech. Someone's gonna dime us out.
Oh yeah.
Live in the outer edges forever.
Oh no,
You're
we
gonna-
just get this weapon and fuck off, and then no one's gonna bother us.
Just go find a planet somewhere with some like 3-foot tall teddy bears. They'll protect us so we can become their gods.
Or dinner. But either way, the Empire won't be a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. So where are y'all going? I mean, into the nebula, I assume.
Into the gas.
I hate that.
See, I like
Uh,
all that I'm hearing now are quotes from the old Freakazoid cartoon.
Yeah, that's where my brain was going too. Don't feel bad about it.
yeah, we should. I mean, we can't land anywhere.
Well, there are plenty of uncharted, systems inside the nebula.
Mm-hmm.
Can't land anywhere civilized.
Yes, that is true. Because even if you went to, Hut space,
They would turn us over quick.
yeah, that bounty is just in the system.
Yeah.
The Empire does seem to have figured out who you were. There's listings of, it mentions the ship being called the Rubicon.
Also known as the Bright Lakota. Also known as.
Well, what was the R2 named, y'all?
Far Strider.
Right. Apparently the Empire has finally put, 2 and 2 and 2 together.
They
Hey,
stopped making 22.
hey, you know how we had these 3 ships full of people being pains in our ass? Yeah, it's all one ship.
No one ever said they were bright.
Uh, but all right. So how are you gonna go about searching this nebula? It looks small on the map, but that's still an awful lot of space.
You said it was a blue star?
I do not remember
I
for
saw the
sure,
painting.
but that sounds fine.
Okay. He's going to, if the sensors will cooperate, because we are in a nebula. He's gonna look for stellar radiation matching that class of star.
Okay, so you're gonna look for blue stars.
Yeah. Me and my elite dangerous knowledge coming out here.
All right. So give
'Cause-
me. Let's see. What do you use for sensors? Is it just perception?
I mean, could do the astrogation thing to like search for it.
Everything else starship related falls under mechanical, though.
Hmm.
Well, astrogation falls under. All right, go ahead and roll your astrogation.
Okay. 20.
All right. It is fairly difficult to use the sensors kind of long range here.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you're moving through the nebula. Like I said, you had a vague ideal of the general area based on the painting.
Yeah.
But of course, you know, the painting's a little bit off, and a little bit off on the scale of the scale of star systems and stuff in space can make quite a difference.
Yeah.
But you spot 3 stars in kind of that general area
Okay.
that fit the description. There's other systems as well, but
Gotcha,
3 of them for
gotcha.
sure have blue stars.
Yeah. All right, he'll head to the closest one.
Okay. You plot a course. It's taking a lot longer to travel through the nebula than it would open space, because you have to be a lot more careful with sensors and, you know, shorter jumps where you can kind of see where you're going.
Yeah.
But you come out at the edges of one system. You're pretty sure right away that this is not the system you're looking for. It is a binary star system.
Okay.
One of them is blue, but you and Ozen both feel something drawing you.
To this system?
To somewhere in this system. You didn't feel it until you landed in this system, and now you feel something.
I feel a cardinal direction.
It's further into the system. You have the 2 stars are kind of orbiting around each other. And there is a planet orbiting around them. It is tidal locked around the brighter of the 2 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So that side is kind of, it's mostly desert. While the other side stays in darkness most of the time, except when it swings by, when it kind of swings between the 2 stars. harsh conditions except for like a ban that kind of encircles the planet between the dark side and the light side.
Mm-hmm.
Like one thin strip of hospitality.
Yeah, I mean, by thin, you're still talking, quite a bit of area if you were trying to walk it, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but landing is going to be an issue.
no, landing would be fine.
Hmm.
That area is pretty standard. Uh, Atmosphere and so forth. You know, looking at it from space, it looks like a green strip, occasionally interrupted by ocean or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, less ocean, more like seas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of water on the more scorched side, and there's an ice cap on like the side of the planet over here. Well, no, there would be an ice cap because it would still pass. But
still past the poles.
Yeah.
Or the equator rather.
But
I think Ozin and Ayer that look at each other and just like no.
No, it feels calm.
That would be the
This
calm
is not
before
an
the storm.
alarming feeling you got.
No. It is. It is not. That might be what's most concerning, actually.
Meditate on it, maybe.
Maybe down there we can.
I was about to say, meditate on it literally.
Yeah. We've at least distracted our pursuers for a little bit of time. We can drop down there for a little bit.
Yeah. Does anyone else have anything to the contrary?
I'm just here for the ride.
Quite literally.
Quite literally. I'm
Mhm.
glad this time it's on the inside of the ship.
Well, thank you for saving all of our asses.
Thank you for not getting my ass blown off the side of the ship. Thank you.
R2 whistles that he's thankfully out and jumped to hyperspace while they were on the outside.
All right. He'll plot a course for the planet.
Okay. You're not getting any sort of signals from the planet.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing in orbit around it. Scanning the surface, you do see what appears to be presumably the ruins of a city.
Mm-hmm.
But just the one. At least from the angle you're coming in at now, you can circle the entire planet and double check if you want to. So if you go around the entire basically habitable ring, yeah, that's the only city remains you see. And outside of that, you see a few kind of oddly deep holes in the ground.
This is my hole. It was made for me.
Not unlike the pit
where
you ran into the painter.
Interesting.
It's very grown up around it, though. They're very eroded. But you look at it and you still think that was some kind of mining operation.
Okay.
And they're all within a couple, 100 kilometers of that city.
That feeling we're getting, is it coming from the city?
You can't really identify it as any more than the planet.
Okay.
Let's see. Ozen was a Padawan when everything went down.
I'll roll my sense.
Well, this is more what you would have been trained, what you would knowledge that you would have.
Ah.
Can I ask the cube?
I can ask the cube.
You could have. You could. Do you go and fetch the cube?
Not too far away from it these days.
All right.
Yeah, she picks it up, turns it on as I pick up my dice.
The Jedi appears.
Question.
Ask away. I'm here to help.
I'm feeling, and my apprentice that I've taken are feeling a slight pull towards a planet. I'll rattle off like the.
So I'm just sitting there thinking, yes, that's called gravity. Glad I could help.
I'll rattle off the last like 10 minutes of introspection.
Okay. So yeah, like you said, you feel that slight pull. Not like it's a compulsion to go there. It's just that you're sensing something, and it's a kind of a calming influence.
Yeah. Some sort of serene influence on the coming from the planet itself.
He tells you there are locations that are strong in the Force. What was the planet called? Typhon?
Yeah.
Where the Jedi Order originated was one such place. That it was kind of planetary. You know, it was pretty much the planet. The Jedi Temple on Coruscant was built in such a place. Of course, that wasn't the entire planet. It was this one particular area. That's why they chose to build the temple there. Such places can be aligned to the light or dark side, or just strong in the Force, kind of generally.
I assume this calming influence would mean that it's strong in the light side of the Force.
Yes, there's not very much that's calm about the dark side. Now, his knowledge of this is mostly academic. You know,
Sure.
Other than being in the Jedi Temple, he's had very little contact with like places that are strong in the Force.
All right. Well, we're going to go get some first-hand experience, I suppose.
Oh, please let me know how it goes.
I will. Thank you very much for your assistance.
And the holocron powers down.
Yep. It's not some weird thing where the memory like loops back around to the other person, does it?
No.
I'm just telling an AI what the.
Yeah, you're
what
telling
I
an
found.
AI that's been programmed with a bunch of that guy's kind of memories and personality quirks.
Mm.
It is strictly just a simulation of the Jedi.
Yep.
As opposed to the Sith holocrons, where a lot of times they would basically hide their spirits in there so they didn't dissipate when they die.
Yeah.
The Sith get to haunt the stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and down we go.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to land in the city, near the city?
Walk away from the city.
Let's say near the city.
Okay. Like I said, it's overgrown. It's kind of a jungly area.
Mm-hmm.
But you find a clearing and you land, and you see birds type critters take off. Wildlife kind of scattering before you.
Yeah.
But you land without issue.
Mm-hmm. Yay.
I think Ozan immediately gets out and tries to like clock where the pull is coming from.
You just feel kind of an overall presence. You're just at peace.
Hmm.
For all of you, while you're
Interesting.
on this planet, you have an extra force point.
Ooh.
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 Sweet.
I'm sure we won't have to use that at all.
No, I'm sure that's just totally cosmetic.
It is a-okay.
I'll start looking at the city and like these ruins, and I wonder if what we're looking for is in there.
I don't know.
They're overgrown, but the buildings you can see at a distance still look like they're in decent shape. Definitely looks high tech.
Does it look like so if it's high tech, it probably wouldn't look like Old Republic. Much older than that.
Hard to say. The design of the city does not remind you of anything from the Republic, particularly.
Okay.
Of course, you're talking about the entire, most of the galaxy was in the Republic, so you've got tons of different architectural styles.
Yeah.
And stuff. And you're a few blocks away from kind of the edge of this, looking in. So
I think she's slowly moving forward.
all right. So it's a short hike through the jungle. Brings you to the outskirts of the city.
You see my lightsaber as a machete, just.
But and it's not like there's a line where the city starts and the jungle stops. The jungle's been. You just start seeing occasional kind of outbuildings, and some of those are not in great shape. They do look like they are like housing. Though probably not for anything humanoid.
Insectoid?
Give me
Betazoid. No.
Freakazoid.
Hey.
Alien races?
Yeah, if you've got an alien races, yes, knowledge alien races, that would be great.
I'll get in on that just to see.
Yeah.
Nope. I rolled a 7.
Nope, that's not good enough.
Nope.
Anybody else trying it?
Rolled a 14.
Okay.
I got 12.
Okay. Kelter, Doc. This would be alien races, which is under your
knowledge. If you want to roll it.
If you know anything about alien races.
Please hold.
Oh, wow. He had the most dice out of all of us.
I still rolled an 11.
Yeah.
3 2s and a 1 will do that to you, though.
Because RNG said,
Keltzer, you want to make a knowledge roll?
Sure. Where's
Knowledge,
my
alien races, if you have it.
Alien races, sure.
It makes sense for all of us.
What's
different
my
reasons.
number I'm trying to hit?
You're trying to hit a 15.
Oh no.
I hit a 16.
Makes sense for you, the bounty hunter.
I only got 3D, sir.
Uh-huh.
Only 3D. I gotta actually
got
up that.
Close to max.
Yeah, I know. I need to up that skill, though.
So yeah, you all start poking around these houses a little bit. And while Io, didn't see evidence of it, Sarah the player was on the right track.
Mm,
It does appear to be have been built for a insectile race.
Hmm.
In fact, some of the tech inside looks vaguely familiar.
Does it look like what was on that mining camp?
Yeah, kind of.
interesting.
None of it in the individual houses is necessarily like super high tech, but just kind of the basics of light switches and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a visual on the light and dark side practitioners, and when we saw the VODs for like the half second they were available. But I feel like in that half second we can determine were they humanoid or insectoid.
Oh, they were definitely humanoid.
Okay.
Now you also found some insectoid exoskeletons in the base,
Yes.
like old mummified almost.
That I
And
do recall.
I'm blanking on the race's name at the moment, but you knew the race's name.
Mm-hmm.
My brain wants to say the Thrycreen, but that's not it.
That's Spelljammer.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they were originally in Star Frontiers. Pretty much all those new Spelljammer races were in Star Frontiers. Some of them with different names, like the Thrycreen, I think had a different name in Star Frontiers. But them, the amoeba guys, the weird winged monkey things, all those Star Frontiers.
Yeah.
I still haven't got my Spelljammer box in yet. I think I ordered it last Tuesday.
Give it time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not much about D&D excites me these days, but I'm looking forward to going through the Spelljammer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The box is neat, actually. It's got like 3 books and like a whole like pull out like giant map thing.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't Rylibs, were they?
It seems like they were Kiltics, something like that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Killix. Yeah, there we go.
We got there.
All right. It took us a
Eventually.
while.
Yeah.
Gotta warm up the old brain engine.
Gotta get all the brains in sequence, like you have to do with the droid brains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that species would have fit in just fine here. Though this would not be like their natural habitat because they're more of like large hive creatures.
Yeah.
But these little houses, the ones you find that are still standing, are packed pretty closely together. So
Hive-like.
But you can't really, you can only kind of guess where the roads used to be in this section based on kind of how the houses are set up. It's got some very large trees that have grown up. So it's clearly been a very, very long time.
I think for funsies, Ozin is going to activate Magnify Sense.
Okay.
40. Let me check my sense real quick. I can't remember if I upgraded to 40 or not. I did. Cool. And make it. That one I can still fail, but I did not. So I'm just listening and taking in the sounds that are around me. Just seeing if anything comes to me.
Give me a perception search. Because I'm going to assume you're paying attention to stuff that's going on. So give me a search. With whatever bonuses the heightened senses give you.
It doesn't give me. It doesn't tell me it gives me anything.
Oh, that's right.
That would be on you if you want to.
It's more of the range thing. You can hear, like you would hear stuff further out than you could otherwise.
Yeah. 26.
Magnify Senses is what roll again?
Sense.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that too.
DC is, let me get to it.
DC
It is a
5.
very easy roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably one of the first things Ozen teaches you anyway.
Got an 8.
Considering how much Ozen uses it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got an 8, and you needed a what?
I need a 5.
That's right. You said very easy. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, both of
Wait,
you jack your
it's-
senses
Oh.
up.
Ow.
Are the droids with you? I mean, I'm going to assume Doc is since he's a player character.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what about R2? Well, R2 is not hyped to go into the jungle. He thinks you
I'd
should land closer to the
say-
city.
I'd say Roger stays and guards the ship. Let R2 have fun with the turret if anything tries to attack the ship. And have BL with us.
Okay.
I rolled 26 on my sense.
Okay.
Not my
on
sense,
your
my
perception.
search. That's the one.
Eric, you want to roll search for the captain?
Yeah. Do I add anything with Magnify Senses?
Nope. It increases the range of which you're able to perceive.
Stuff that
Gotcha.
I would say you normally couldn't hear, you might be able to. Or
Yeah,
if I was going to put a range penalty on there, it wouldn't be as much.
Ooh. That's rough, buddy.
This is his first time using the power, so
Yeah.
So
There's
yes,
a lot
you're
of
easily
noise hitting you
distracted.
at once.
You can hear it stuff, but you're not making sense of what it means. Too much input.
yeah.
Ozen, on the other hand, you can tell that you are being not followed, but sort of there's something moving to the left and to the right of you, and they're keeping up with you as you move closer to the city.
Okay. I'll say as much on the comms, but not
Yeah.
actively like look left and right.
Mhm.
But I'll say we're being followed. I do not know if they are hostile or friendly, but it makes sense that the uninhabited planet would have inhabitants.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yes, it does.
That's clearly how the language works. That's how basic
Just-
works.
It's
Yeah,
like
uninhabited means inhabited. Yeah.
it's like inflammable.
Yeah.
I think Ozin will as I can call out to them if you'd like. But that's the captain's call, not mine.
Could you sense anything?
Do I sense amount of people
Intention.
Several.
either side? Several.
Just from what you hear, it sounds like it's several somethings. On both sides.
Does it sound? Do I hear insectoid clicking by chance?
Yeah.
Okay. I think they may be the Killiks.
Is that good or bad?
I
I
mean,
don't know. Do you like being part of a hive mind?
they don't have to be part of the hive mind. You just have to see what they need. And I think Ozin totally just stops moving and waits for them, and waits to hear if the clicking gets closer.
Do the rest of you stop when Ozen stops?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We trust the local space wizard.
Well, this is an imported space wizard, though.
Mm-hmm. Do they get closer?
They stop when y'all stop.
They're not moving.
Are y'all all just standing there, or are y'all like circling, back to backs?
I'm not doing back to back. I'm like literally just like looking down at kind of when a dog does the thing where they move their ears to hear better.
They've stopped moving, but then on both sides you start hearing some like rapid clicking back and forth to each other. definitely gives you the impression that the two groups are like speaking amongst themselves.
What are the odds they speak basic?
Who knows?
I guess we'll find out. And Ozan will
Bill's
stand
like,
up straight.
I hope they do because I am programmed in about 3 forms of communication, and bug ain't one of them.
We'll find out in a sec. Ozan will stand as straight as she has ever stood in like 40 years,
Uh-huh.
and will look around and go, excuse me, you can come out now.
There's more rapid clicking on either side of you.
I mean you no harm.
Uh,
I hope you mean the same for me.
And then the clicking to the right of you gets loud enough that even the non-sense enhanced people are hearing it.
Oh, that's disconcerting.
And then they stop, and then there's a response clicking from the other side.
Oh, they're just talking to each other.
And then there's a rustling of some of the underbrush.
Everyone put your hands up. We're good.
And a insectoid form. Do you recognize it as one of the
Helix.
Kilix? Comes out. In its front limbs, it has a spear.
Mhm.
It's not holding it particularly threatening or anything. It just has it.
Just has it.
Well, he's walking around a jungle. I mean,
Yeah, no, for sure.
And you see all kinds of scars and stuff on the exoskeleton. This sucker has probably seen some fighting. Actually, I'm trying to remember if these guys can speak basic.
I imagine Ozan has a few languages in her, but probably not Keelik. Outside of like the most basic, like,
where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom? Can I get a drink?
Wow, the Killik do kind of look like the Thrakreen. Huh.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I got confused.
A little uncanny, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's only so many ways to do bugs. In the book, for some reason, I always pictured them as kind of beetles.
Yeah.
Well, whether they physically can or not, this one doesn't appear to be able to.
Okay.
But he comes out. He sets the butt of his spear down on the ground, so he's just holding it up like that.
Just.
He actually gives you a little wave,
Mm-hmm.
and then he points to all of you, and he points to the sky, and then slowly brings his hand down.
It's not wrong. We did come from the sky.
Yeah. Like thumbs up, or I'll nod in the affirmative. Ozan's gonna
Points to all
think.
y'all again, and he points towards the city.
Nods again.
We were heading that way.
Yeah.
I think Ozan tries to like the like most basic, broken, like unhinged Keelik that she's ever had in her life, just thinking back to her literal childhood. She says something to the effect of like, "There's a language skill."
All right, give me a roll with your language skill then.
Yep.
Oh yeah, languages. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll trust in the force for this one because I would like to at least be able to be like, "Hi, my name is Ozan. I mean you no harm."
Clicking behind you. What'd she say? Something about
your mom.
She's here to feed us, but I don't think she's got any food. Are we supposed to eat her?
Something about somebody's mother.
20 exactly.
Rabbit clicking. My mother was a saint. You got a what now?
20 exactly. Trying to go into like the memory of like being a Padawan, cutting through all the trauma.
You're able to communicate simple ideals.
That's fine.
So if you go, hey, my name's Ozen.
You
He
guys.
he will introduce himself.
Mhm.
Though his name wouldn't really have a translation into basic because it's clicks.
Maybe something like spear thrower, or I don't know. Many battles.
But yeah, the name tends to be descriptive, kind of like that.
Yep.
Warrior that slew the something that must be a local animal.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell the party like this guy's name is, but you can call him Slayer of the. Oh, and I'll rattle off the name.
But
and we'll say, mean no harm. We're here to meditate upon the Force. In the city.
let's see.
Just imagine like Io or Aerta being like, I didn't know a human throat could do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. This Killick is a female.
Okay.
Most of them are.
Can still be warrior who slew.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah. None of that changes. None of that changes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she is. She is. Sorry.
Oh, that's some information I had forgotten about.
Hmm.
I'm trying to see what they called
The Force.
No, they're pretty aware of the existence of the Force. So I don't think they really have Force users per se.
They probably have a different name for it though, because usually the groups that don't have Force users call it by something else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I can't find any special titles, so she asked you if you serve the family, the Celestials.
If someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we are just about to wrap up.
Yeah.
Ozen will answer yes, or whatever passes for the affirmative in Dark Queen, Killick. I fucking did it too. You put the idea in my head, Eric.
Sorry, not sorry.
Is it time? Are they coming to call us again? The hives are in disarray. We needed more time.
What help do you need? Ozen very slowly clicking through different consonant sounds.
What was the question you asked? You did it in slow motion. So.
What help do you need?
no help that you could give us. The hives are in, or the nests are in disarray. But please come with us. We will show you hospitality.
I will say that to them before. I'll say that to my group in basic before I start moving forward. Like, they want to show us hospitality, so either they're gonna treat us to food, or we're gonna become the food. Let's find out.
Let's find out together. So
boy.
if you start to follow,
Mhm.
Slayer of the Woolly Booger or whatever the critter was called, you start following behind her. The others are no longer concealing themselves,
Mhm.
and they kind of form a line, kind of around you. The ones on the outer edges kind of have their spears at the ready,
Sure.
but their attention is outward.
So they're looking out for.
All of these guys are exoskeletons are all scarred up.
Mm-hmm. Well, ladies.
Well, yes, excuse me. And you kind of veer off to the side. You get a little bit closer to the city, but then it's off to one side, not actually into the city.
Like in the outskirts.
Mm-hmm. And you have a sort of mound. Have you ever seen the things like leafcutter ants make?
Yeah.
Where it's, this is a mound, but it's not like dug into the dirt. It's made out of plant matter, and it's huge trees that it's kind of built in and amongst. Like they're using the trees for support.
Mm-hmm. Not a healthy thing to Google if you have tryptophobia, though. I'll tell you that much.
So we will wrap here as y'all walk basically like into this Killick, the equivalent of a Killick village.
I'm into it.
Up and into the mound. The mound is lit inside.
It's lit. It's gonna be fun, guys.
The tech is all very, very primitive. Which is pretty standard for the Killick. They don't leave a lot of artifacts behind in a lot of worlds of their own.
They have them somewhere.
What you are noticing, though, is the sort of kind of precision and how they work together. It doesn't seem quite like what you've read about these people.
They said that they were in disarray, so.
Yeah.
Being a number of things.
It could be.
All right.
Inside the hive, though, you do see artwork of the sort, patterns on the wall of these. You couldn't, under other circumstances, you couldn't be completely certain that these are the same three people that you've seen in other artwork in other places. But given the circumstances, you're pretty sure you see the father and the siblings.
Interesting.
The father's kind of over them all. The female is like smiling down at the planet, but then the brother's like scowling down at it.
Oh.
And every one of these guys you've seen has the whole scarred up exoskeleton thing going on.
Are they like precision scars, like surgical scar, like cleanness, or like clawed
They're not
scars?
clean. You're not
Okay.
You're not noticing any discernible patterns like they're the equivalent of tattoos or something.
Okay.
It just looks like everybody's been in some fights.
All right. Everyone's seen some shit. Got it.
Cool.
Let's see. But yeah, that's it. That's what y'all see walking in, and we'll wrap there.
Okay.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. I had fun.
That was a roller coaster of a session where we went from
Those things.
high stakes and then down to like, oh, you guys are chilling with insect folk now.
Yeah.
Fine. It's definitely not going
Yeah.
to shoot back up next session.
I'm sure.
We didn't get that extra force point for any particular reason. Just purely aesthetic.
Yeah, that's all it was.
We
That's
don't-
why
we-
that's
we
why I
don't
was willing
even
to
need
hand it
'em.
out willy nilly like that because I know you're not really going to need it.
Yeah, we don't use those at all.
Yeah.
It's one of those things we hardly remember.
But so anyway, if anybody watching or anybody comes by and watches later, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll show up next time. Check us out. If you're looking for other games on Dire Bear, Jeremy, what else have we got going on?
Tune in tomorrow for False Skull and Knights with JT. Additionally, on Thursday, we have A Knight's Ransom with Pink Rambo. And then Monday, we have Wild Beyond the Witchlight with Captain Zack. And come back and see us again on Tuesday for Remnant Shadow, a Star Wars actual play. We're on maybe one of the last arcs at this point.
It's kind of an extended arc, but kind of yeah.
Yeah,
There'll be
it's
smaller
still...
arcs inside it.
Gotcha. Cool.
But anyway, we will see y'all next time.
Bye.